as the pace truck brings them out of turn number 4. He turns off. They get ready to crank it up. The fans are on their feet, and this is a great crowd tonight here in St. Louis. It is race number 19 of the NASCAR Nationwide Series, and as they come down the front straightaway, it is green.
Ready? Ready.
Harvick's looking to the inside.
3 wide, 3 wide.
Boy, Kevin Harvick put that left front fender right down on the bottom of that racetrack, trying to get alongside of Brad Keselowski. Couldn't pull off and got in line pretty wisely, guys.
Yeah, that looked like a very aggressive move, but Kevin backed off just at the right time there so he didn't cause a problem. But he's got a good car. He's not afraid to use it right now.
Yeah, we talked earlier about you got to get these tire pressures up to speed right now. These cars are a little hairy out there right now, slipping and sliding. Drivers are doing a good job, though, getting this thing through the first lap. Oh, look at them getting sideways off at 4 already. They gather back up.
Brad Keselowski leads lap number 1. Kevin Harvick 7th. 2nd, Sorensen 3rd. Leffler 4th. And Carl Edwards is 5th.
Boy, right there, coming off the turn 2, it really tightens up big time, this corner does, and you've got to be careful getting off that corner because, man, we saw a lot of guys in practice slap that wall, and you just don't want to do that.
While all this is going on, we're on board with Mike Bliss. First start in park has made it. Kevin Hamlin is behind the wall. And look at this, going for the lead. Here goes Kevin Harvick. He's got the inside line going down into 1.
Pretty aggressive move right there. He actually moved that 88 car a little bit with that front bumper.
Hey, this is Harvick's off weekend. He doesn't want to mess around. He's coming here to win. It's not about points. It's about his team, his car. He wants to get it done, man.
His truck driver, Ron Hornaday, just won the truck race over in Kentucky. He'd like to go for 2 for 2 tonight.
It looks like they're holding up Jason Leffler right here. He's trying to get by these guys. Nowhere to go.
You take a look at Kevin. He just can't clear Keselowski. He's got a good one. There he goes now. Now he's got him cleared. He's got clean air to the front of his car right now. He can set sail and get out of Dodge, I call it.
Well, we've had our first lead change, and Kevin Harvick moves to the front.
We take a look at Kyle Busch right there underneath the 32 car. Reed Sorensen already. He's picked up a couple positions.
Let's also update you, 91 Chase Miller, Willie Allen 96. They too are behind the wall, so 3 down, several more to go. Let's focus back on what's happening up front because it's sort of settled down at least a little bit now into single file. It is Harvick, Keselowski, and all of a sudden, let's move a little further back. Eric Darnell in the 6 got the under position, the inside lane, the preferred line heading into 1.
Racing for 11th spot right here.
Hey,
see a few sparks flying out from under the cars.
Hey, what, Andy? Don't get surprised, or anybody get surprised. See that number 6 car, Darnell, get it on. He ran good in Milwaukee, a pretty close track to this.
Take a look as we got the points leaders. You got Carl Edwards 2nd place in the points, and Kyle Busch right behind him, the points leader. And you can see the difference as it started at 192 points. The good news for Kyle, 9 of the last 10 years, the guy who has led the points going into race 19 has won the championship. Carl says, I'm going to change that.
Well, he's going to have some luck on his side if he's going to change it. He can't just beat him by a spot or 2 here and there. He's going to have some bad luck for that 18 a few races for him to get back in this thing for good.
Reed Sorensen is right on the back tail of the 60 car.
Yeah, Reed Sorensen is just getting his feet on the ground. He hasn't run these nationwide cars a long time. He's just getting sorted out right now.
And he also said after his qualifying lap that he felt like his car was pretty free. It was actually a little looser than he anticipated it being. And that might be what he's dealing with right now. His car might be just a little bit free. May pay off for him here in about 50 or 60 laps.
But that's a great point because that's the way you want to have your car here. You want to start just a little bit free, the rear end kind of slide around a little bit, and have that front end stuck real good so you can dip underneath the guy, make a pass. If that front end slide, you can't pass anybody.
One more start in park. Kelly Byers, the 47, is behind the wall. And Justin Allgaier's going in the wrong direction, guys. He just got passed by Scott Lagasse Jr.
Well, I tell you, this first run right now is pretty hard to dictate what's going to happen. But one thing that's not hard to dictate is that 18 car is going to come to the front. And there he goes.
Boy, I tell you what, he started 9th, and Kyle Busch is marching towards the front. He has just moved into 3rd position. Brad Keselowski's next on his radar.
I don't know what it is about this 18 car. You know, in practice, he didn't look like he was all that great. Didn't qualify that great for this car, 9th place. But when that race starts, he comes to the front.
Andy, I just wonder if it had anything to do with him being the very first guy to go out and qualify on a racetrack who wasn't that good a shape yet.
Well, and remember, he told us earlier that they really weren't practicing qualifying setups. What about it, Dave?
Well, Marty, if you heard a little level of "I'm not sure" in his countdown interview, he confirmed it when we rode the rest of the way around the track in a pickup truck as he was introduced. He said, "I'm not sure what to expect. I thought that my car might not be as good as I thought it was because everybody else qualified ahead of me. The cooler temperatures here didn't help me in first position as much as I thought. But it looks like Kyle has the car he was hoping he had, again driving at the front."
Well, he certainly does, at least here in the early going as we're working lap 9 of 200. Kevin Harvick, though, is the race leader. He has pulled out a 1-second lead over Brad Keselowski. There's your top 5. Still a lot more to come. Raceway, you can see the lead. That's the stretch coming down the backstretch. Kevin Harvick by 1.7 seconds as he has opened up a margin over Kyle Busch. Kyle got around Brad Keselowski during the commercial break. Let's take you back and show you.
Well, let's take a look. There's Kyle on the bottom of the racetrack, working right on the white line, and Andy getting that clean air to that nose so he can turn underneath of it.
Yeah, and the longer he stays behind that 88, especially if he feels like he's got a better car, he needs to go ahead and make the move to get on out there so he doesn't abuse that right front tire by not having that downforce on the nose.
2 more starting parks to report. Kevin LePage in the 78, Johnny Chapman in the 90 behind the wall. Meanwhile, take a look at the 38 of Jason Leffler in the Great Clips Toyota, and here comes the 32 of Reed Sorensen. Took a look underneath, thought better of it.
Jason Leffler was putting some pressure on Keselowski until he finally got some pressure from behind from his teammate with Reed Sorensen, and Reed's car is finally coming around for him now. Looks like he's going the right direction, going forward.
I've been watching some of these lap times and the grooves these guys are running on the racetrack. It's going to take a little bit of time to start opening up that second groove because the guys will actually slide up in that second groove and dart down underneath the car, and right now they're just kind of hugging the bottom of the track.
Well, one of the problems is they're not sliding around much. They're running speeds. I mean, Kevin Harvick's running speeds that would qualify him in the top 20, so they're not slowing down much, not sliding a lot.
Well, Leffler just gets around him, and Dave, what's going on with Brad Keselowski, our pole sitter?
Yeah, Marty, I want to give you an update on his car right now. On lap 7, he used one word, tight, and then on lap 13, he gave a little more detailed description to Pops Yuri. Tight into the center of the corner on both ends, and it's worse in turns 3 and 4.
So if you're the crew chief, what are you thinking?
Well, we're going to have to free it up and get the track bar up a little bit. Maybe let some air out of the left side tires. Probably have to put a little air in that right rear just to free it up a little bit.
Well, we had a chance to talk to Brad about this racetrack, and it is definitely unique.
You enter turn 1, and you feel like there is no way I'm ever going to make this turn going this fast. And you drive into the banking, and it miraculously turns. It's kind of a cool experience. Then you go into turn 3, which is kind of the opposite, where you feel like you're going way too slow for the corner. And once you get to the middle, you start to slide, and it feels like you slide forever. And then you get back on the throttle, and you're sliding again all the way out against the wall. So the 2 corners are so drastically different.
And his crew chief, Tony Uri Sr., has 2 wins here at this track in this series with Dale Jr. as his driver.
Yeah, I tell you, he's got a good teacher right there in Dale Jr., and this car keeps getting stronger and stronger every single week. I mean, a great qualifying run out of Brad Keselowski today. Really good, strong run. And that was a sign that this thing's starting to turn around.
Take a look. Ooh, getting a little tight there. Kenny Wallace in the 28, the 99 of 18-year-old Trevor Bayne. Bayne's trying to nose ahead of him, heading into the corner, and Kenny says, "No, I'm not going to give it to you, son."
Yeah, Bayne is actually sliding back a little bit, Marty. His car must not be handling too well right now. He's struggling with it, trying to get this thing handling well, but he's been stuck on that outside. I've been watching him, and I'm having a tough time with the 99 right now.
Tell you what, while we're watching all this, update you on the cars that are on the move. Michael Annette's moved up 15 spots, and Jason Keller, remember, he had that problem in the primary car. He is up 14 positions right now. Meanwhile, up front, Kevin Harvick continues to lead by 1.8 seconds. We've got a lot of action going on all over this racetrack.
Boy, I tell you, this turn 1 right here is really rough. Real bumpy. Kevin, in fact, talking about bumpy, this guy right here hit the bump and crashed in practice. This is Jason Keller. He's got a backup car right now, but he actually told us that he thinks his backup car is better than his main car that he crashed.
Yeah, and that was without ever even getting this car on the racetrack. He didn't get any practice laps at all. His first laps on this car were in qualifying. So he's done a great job bringing that car up to 16th so far.
He is second on the chart for biggest movers. Michael Annett started at 22nd, has moved up. As we take a look at this battle, there is Brad Keselowski in the 88, and here comes the 60, Carl Edwards, looking to go underneath him with Mike Bliss in the number 1 right behind Carl.
Well, this 88 car really is struggling with his car being tight, and that paid off for him qualifying, but he's sure paying for it now.
You know, a lot of times the cars are way too loose when they qualify if they got a really good race setup. Generally, if the cars are pushing the front end when the race starts, that means they've probably qualified pretty good because the car was more secure for qualifying. It was more underneath of them. But boy, when these races start, generally those guys going to the back are the ones that are paying for it right now.